The Cordillera Administrative Region is one of the country's 5 top tourist destinations, noted for its picturesque landscapes and rich cultural heritage. But have you ever wondered why it exists today? And how did it become part of the country's top tourist destinations? Well, let me tell you that story today. Welcome to my channel, where I take you to different places around the world through time and show you how they came to be. Sit back, relax, and let's go. Abra is the smallest province in Luzon and the second smallest in the country, bigger than only Bilmaran. Its name came from the Spanish word Abra, which means opening, pass, or gorge. More specifically, it was used to refer to the area above the Banoang Gap, where the Abra River flows out to the West Philippine Sea, originally called Rio Grande do. The earliest residents of the area were indigenous groups like the Tingians, also known as the Itnigs, the Bontocs, and the Ifugas, though the Ifugas eventually moved further inland to what is now the Old Mountain Province. During the pre-colonial period, these groups lived simple lives marked by animist beliefs and traditional practices deeply connected to the land. They thrived on agriculture, hunting, and gathering, forming close-knit communities guided by their unique customs and traditions. The official history of Abra started when the province was discovered by the Spaniards in the late 16th century. The first mention of the Tingians in colonial records was made by Father Domingo de Salazar in 1585. During his report on the state of the archipelago following the successful circumnavigation of the globe by Ferdinand Magellan, his report stated that the headlands of the bay are called Abra de Vigan and are situated at the end of the Sierra de los Caranoan Mountains. The inhabitants of said lands are some natives called Tingians, who do not care to cultivate the land nor to have anything to do with the Spaniards. 2 years later, in 1598, Spanish Ilocano forces, led by Juan de Saltido, occupied Bangid, the current capital of Abra. This was after the Manila Galleon encountered headwinds and sought refuge in the Ilocos Norte port of Carimao. The galleon had come from Mexico via the newly discovered Acapulco-Manila route and was carrying a heavy load of silver, among other things. A small detachment of soldiers, accompanied by Dominican missionaries, stayed behind, while the rest of the galleon crew sailed back to Manila. They established a garrison to protect the missionaries and themselves, and to exploit the natural resources of the area. The town's strategic location near the coast of the South China Sea made it a vital point for maritime trade. This strategic importance was recognized by the Spaniards, who saw the potential of the area for resource extraction and trade. Consequently, the establishment of the garrison marked the beginning of the Spanish colonial era in Abra. This also prompted Ilocano migrants from the neighboring province to move to Abra in order to work in the mines and farms owned by the Spanish friars and encomiendas. One of the early missionaries who ministered in the area was Father Esteban Marin, an Augustinian priest who arrived in 1599. He was tasked to minister to the Spanish settlers in the area and assist the Dominicans in their evangelization efforts. He was soon joined by Father Agustin Minan, who continued the missionary work started by Father Marin. In 1612, Father Pedro Colombo became the first minister of Abra, succeeded by Father Francisco de Vivero in 1613. Together with Father Diego Ortub, they established the first church in Bangid and baptized many of the local chieftains and their followers. By 1621, there were already 3 Augustinian friars residing in Abra, namely Father Geronimo de Sandoval, Father Juan Perea, and Father Diego de Arce. Father Juan Perea, OSA, is particularly notable for his extensive missionary work in the area. On January 1626, he reportedly baptized around 3,000 people. including the local chieftain Miguel Dumawal and his subjects in Tehom. Father Pereira also founded missions in several towns, including Sabangan and Buco, now known as Dolores. He successfully converted thousands of indigenous people to Christianity over the next few decades. These missions played a pivotal role in the spread of Christianity in Abra. As the Spanish colonial presence grew, more settlements and missions were established throughout the province. By the early 19th century, more towns were founded, including Tehom in 1803, Buque in 1847, Dolores in 1882, and San Juan in 1884. The Christian population increased significantly due to the efforts of various missionaries. During this period, one of the most prominent missionaries was Father Bernardino Lago Ose, who arrived in the province in 1823. He continued the evangelical work of his predecessors, focusing on the northern part of Abra. He is credited with evangelizing Pidigan and founding La Paz. Before the creation of the province of Abra, the area was part of the province of Ilocos Sur. Due to the efforts of the Augustinian friars, missionaries, and local leaders, Abra was formally established as a province on October 9, 1846. Separating it from Ilocos Sur, the first capital was in Buque, until 1863, when it was transferred to Bangade. The new capital was chosen due to its central location within the province. The following is a summary table of the origin of Abra. Year or period event: pre-colonial indigenous groups like the Yidnegs, Bontocs, and Ifugas inhabit the region. 1585 Tingians first mentioned in Spanish records. 1598 Spanish Ilocano, occupation of Benguet. Missionary work begins. 1626 Major mission with around 3,000 baptized by Father Juan Pereira. Early 19th century, more towns founded and evangelization expanded. 1846 Abra officially becomes a province capital in Buque. 1863 capital moved to Benguet. And that's it for today's video. Did you know that Abra was once a part of Ilocos Sur? What are your thoughts about the story of Abra? Let me know in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.